You realize everything is the ocean and the island simultaneously. Even the things that people want to condemn as being not spiritual, for example, or too egoic, things like anger, or contempt, or disgust, or even rage. All that can be inhabited as the ocean. All of that is still being. How could it not be? And it's the spiritual ego, so to speak, that really separates itself from those troublesome emotions, reactions, because it's tortured by that stuff, and it wants to get away from it, and wants to go somewhere else and have a vacation over here. But once you wake up and you keep on going and going and going and going, all those things that you ran away from, you got a new angle on them, because you're no longer terrified of them. You realize it's just the flavor of ice cream, and you are ice cream. Rage, that's strawberry. Contempt, that's rocky road. Disgust, wow, look at that, that's pralines and cream. And so on. All different flavors of ice cream, all different flavors of being. This can be very confusing for people, because they're like, I thought you had to get rid of all that stuff to be spiritual. No, you pretty much do. You have to let it all go and bypass it, and then when you're no longer afraid of being human and having all these responses, and you are strong enough to have the full spectrum of experience back online, then you're like, yeah, I'll take pralines and cream, chocolate mint, Oreo, rocky road, because you're not running away. And there are circumstances which genuinely merit rocky road as a response. Absolutely. It would be inauthentic to be anything else, because if there's something that inspires rage or contempt or disgust, and you have this spiritual paradigm, template, program that says that you can't be all that and you've got to be dissociated from that, well, you've actually become inauthentic, because what's really happening is your body mind is having a true experience of rage, contempt, disgust. You going to suppress your body mind for some spiritual thought? Well, that's not how it works when you're really, really awake, because you realize, oh, that's just a thought trying to suppress everything else. And why is that thought more significant, more important than all this other stuff that's happening elsewhere in the body mind? Why must this singular thought dominate? And when it does, oh, look, I'm inauthentic. I'm in dissociation, because I'm telling this natural reactivity and response to go to hell. You don't want to do that, because when you're really, really awake, you're like, ooh, that's me too. That's me. That's me. Ooh, everything's a flavor of ice cream. Everything. So lately, it's been fascinating with all this shenanigans, global fuckery, worldwide insanity with this scamdemic. And it's so intriguing to contemplate how various people respond. And the responses are all over the map. But then you start to really see who's your people, your tribe, as they say. People who can be spiritual, but I say they're post-spiritual. Like, they've been doing the work for a long time to wake up spiritually, and they can also just spin a nice conspiratorial angle on reality. And they don't shy away. They see the evil and they call out the evil. They're pissed, they feel anger, disgust, contempt, rage, because they know the wool's being pulled over our eyes. That we've got billions of flocks of sheep, zombies, everywhere, just complying with this psychopathic agenda. So you can be spiritual and be awake to the fuckery and have a true, authentic response that's not dissociated. Like, well, I would be pissed off, but I'm spiritual, so I can't be pissed off. I would be full of rage, contempt, disgust, But I gotta keep my meditation. So many different responses all over the spectrum. I don't know about you, but I've found so many amazing people who can fire on all these cylinders. And they don't have to throw those cylinders back in the shed. They can keep firing them. You know, they're alive, these individuals. They're politically alive in the sense that they have a sharp mind for the political shenanigans happening. Spiritually awake, they're in tune with their own emotional responses and reactivities to things, so they're in touch with their body mind. They're just real, and they are kind of like got all these, I said firing all cylinders. It's also like being a schooner on that ocean, and you've got like 20 sails and they're all unfurled, and you're like, you're catching the wind. You're catching the wind. Some people only have 1 or 2 sails, and they can't really go that fast and they can't go that far. But what we really want to do is just pop open 20, 25, 30 sails on that schooner, and it's got to be a big schooner. It's got to be voluminous. It's got to carry a lot of psyche, a lot of sentience, a lot of self. And that whole schooner of self has got myriad sails for catching all of these facets of reality, not just our particular idiosyncratic favorites, but all of it. We just keep on sailing. We keep on gathering the wind. We don't stop.